You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Saturday Night Live After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's SNL After Show.
Yeah. Sweet.
God, I wish I could play the saxophone.
You can, Danny. You can.
You can do whatever you want.
I believe in you, Danny. You know why?
Why?
Because this is Saturday Night Live and dreams do come true.
Yeah, they do.
Just saying, it does. It does. And this is the Saturday Night Live After Show, Season 39, Episode 20. Guys, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the very end of this show.
I'm sad.
Yeah, but this episode was hosted by Andrew Garfield and musical guest Coldplay. Guys, I'm your host, Roya Taheri, and of course, joining me is my lovely co-host, Danny Hoyt.
The co-host today. It's just me and you.
Like day one.
My name is Danny Hoyt, and I'm your co-host.
Welcome, Danny.
Hi.
And also joining us in the booth.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention him.
Take it away, Danny. Take it away.
No, I just am so excited about his haircut. He looks so good.
Isn't it weird? I just can't get used to being clean shaven though.
Please show yourself.
I'm showing myself right now.
Good, okay.
You know, because
Are you
in
touching
the
your
booth
face?
we have Stephen Lemieux.
Megan the booth.
Helping out
with a fresh haircut. Stephen Lemieux.
Because dreams do come true.
Exactly. Tie it all around. Tie it around. Thank you, Steven. Love having you. And guys, let's just jump right into this episode because there's been some mixed reviews about Andrew Garfield being the host. But let's go right into the cold open. The LA Clippers. Clippers owner Donald Sterling is basically talking about how he's trying to get back the community, even though he's been banned by the NBA.
Did you see the original press conference?
I did not, but I did see an interview with his mistress, with Barbara Walters. That was super awkward.
Oh, that was? I heard that was really weird. I didn't see it yet.
It's super weird.
Did she say something about like my widow wabbit or something like that?
It might as well. Barbara, I don't know what's like if it was Barbara Walters that just made it really weird, or if it was the mistress. But either way, what she said is that Donald is not her she's not his mistress.
What did she say he was?
Her father figure.
That's even weirder. I don't know if I want to talk about this
That's
anymore.
really weird, right?
I'm going to bring up my personal feelings about the whole situation. I did like, though, that they kicked right into something that's super relevant and like a hot button issue. Not even a hot button issue. It's an issue that everybody can get behind. It's not really a polarizing thing for most people. And
being a risky kind of topic.
You know,
with all the jokes that they had.
There was a couple risky things they pulled out.
They had a lot. Well, they had let's see, he was educating himself with the black community by watching Roots.
Yeah, which I thought was funny. A little shout out to Questlove. I thought that was actually kind of funny.
And then also Donald is getting a new mistress that is 3/4 black.
That was Steven. He's okay. That was a laugh, just to clarify.
And then he's having an iconic black man speak for him, his friend. What was his name? Wow, why am I drawing a blank on his name? Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to let you get there.
And then when Dennis tries to reach out to touch him as he's a friend, he goes,
Maybe my favorite part of the whole sketch was when he kind of slipped his shoulder. No, just please stop touching me.
It was so subtle. I loved it. And I was watching and I was taking notes.
Yeah.
And luckily I was still looking at it as I was taking notes. And I saw that. I was like, oh, if I looked down, I would have missed that.
That and Keenan, when Keenan comes out, he's like, look.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Look.
Yeah.
It's $10 million.
$10 million, yeah.
No, I thought it was really good. I wanted to see a little. I thought they could have got crazier, but they might have stifled it on purpose just so they didn't cross any lines because it was pretty good that they even attacked it.
Yeah.
And I did think the funniest part was Keenan for me and the slip of the shoulder. Okay, please don't touch me.
Actually, I think the whole thing was pretty funny overall, everything. Because everything you just listed, I enjoyed those items. And then Sashir. She was great.
Oh, Sashir was great. I forgot about that. You're right. Sashir was awesome.
Yeah, she boosted it up right away. I'm glad they had her early on, like one of the first.
Yes.
Because that just made it more interesting and like you just kept going with it. You knew where it was going to go. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. And I want more Sashir in it. Just going to say, I want more.
Don't you think it's so ironic that SNL which was being blasted for being considered racist, is now like the first thing they do is put on blast the guy who's being considered racist.
Yeah.
Great point, Steven. I love where your head's at.
And they also bring that up again in Weekend Update.
They
so
do.
that whole controversy.
Which was even more controversial.
Controversial?
Wait, I always say it. How do I say it?
Controversial?
Controversy.
Okay.
Controversy. That's how I say it every week. The
All right.
controversy.
The controversy.
Yeah. It's not mine. It's Jimmy Fallon's.
Okay.
But I just think it's funny.
Hey, he's one of the greats. That's
He's
fine.
one
That's
of the
legit.
greatest.
That's a legit.
I rated this a B.
A B, really?
Yeah. I thought it was a very good cold open.
See, I gave it an A- because it was a very good cold open. We don't really see this kind of straightforward, relatable, enjoyable cold open.
Yeah, I'll go B+. It could have been funnier for me, but I really enjoyed it. Doesn't mean I
Yeah?
didn't like it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
What would be a cold open that you'd want that would get an A?
No, I love this. I just wanted it to be funnier.
But I want an A. What would give us your what you want?
I like political cold opens, but anytime it's not, I'm more intrigued. This is a better rating for a cold open than most for me. I just wish there would have been a couple more lines, like a couple more zingers. I wish that Donald Sterling would have, like, something would have happened with his character, like maybe Bobby Moynihan, like maybe he, I don't mean to do anything morbid, I just mean like maybe something relating to how old he is, or maybe
Well,
him.
they did his makeup.
They did his makeup, but I mean, like, maybe he says something like talking about his age and like, oh, you're gonna ban me for life? Well, it's not gonna be very long, but the fact that he did just come out and they say he might have cancer. So, like, they had to be really careful what they pressed.
But what I liked is that
with
they
it.
made it more real versus
Yeah.
fiction of them making it up.
Yeah, I just wanted maybe another awkward, like maybe bring in V. Stiviano, his mistress, like bring her into the sketch. Like, instead of Sashir being like the new one, have Sashir come in as V. Stiviano.
Or have both of them come in.
Yeah, and then
have a
have
little
like
awkward moment.
have Donald Sterling's actual wife come in, and have Taron Killam, which is Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, like not know what to do with them. You know, like something crazy, like have her bust into the press conference. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
kind of what would have made it like over the top ridiculous for me.
I like that. I like.
If you want over the top, they could have added the Ku Klux Klan head that was arrested with the male prostitute. They also could have been like, oh, well, we've also decided that we're going to be giving the NBA Clippers team to, I don't know, how about you guys choose somebody? Just pick one off the list of racist white guys.
Valid point there, Steven. Very valid. Oh, man. Well, okay, so, yeah, all right, I can see your grading for it. So let's move into Andrew Garfield's monologue.
Opening monologue.
First off, before we get into the actual what happens, his outfit was really interesting. He was
You didn't like it?
No, I liked it. Hello, it's Andrew Garfield. How can I not like it? But he was cute. He was in a little suit and he had Chucks on.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah, it
And
was
his head
very
shaved. I was a little bummed that his
Joseph
head was
Gordon-Levitt
shaved.
to me. It was very like reminded me of Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
A British version, maybe?
Yeah, like a British version. I thought he looked so excited to be there. Like that moment when he kind of grabbed his head, it was like 30 people had told him, when you get out there, there's nothing I can tell you that's gonna be like what that moment will actually be like. And it was like he got there and he was like, all of a sudden, oh my God, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
And it hit him and you could see that feeling on his face. So for me as a viewer, I thoroughly enjoyed watching him come out.
Yeah, and he was super excited. Throughout the entire episode, I saw his energy was there the entire time.
He was willing to do whatever they asked him to do.
Yeah.
And I think that made for a successful Saturday Night Live. I think that he got more successful pub than negative pub.
True.
So
So we have Emma Stone appearing.
do you think that was necessary?
Yes. Well, here's the thing.
I'm not mad about it.
Fun fact, Andrew appeared on Emma's appearance when she did it, and Coldplay was also the musical guest.
That was the last 2011, the last time they were on.
So I think they're a couple. They're promoting their movie. It's okay. Last time when we had Seth Rogen and we had James
Too Much,
Franco and what's that other chick's name? I'm drawing Zoe Deschanel. And it was just, and then Taylor Swift. Like, it didn't make sense to have all those people there for the cameos, which is great, but Emma makes more sense.
Yeah, no, it made sense. I just mean, do you think that he needed it because he was a first-time host to like help carry him?
Maybe he wanted it because he wanted to share that with her because they are a couple.
I like that.
Maybe that was their take on it.
Let's go with that.
Well, and who doesn't love Emma Stone?
I love Emma Stone.
She can bring it up.
Steven loves Emma Stone.
Yes.
Duh.
So let's see. So what would you give his his monologue? I mean, I didn't think Emma really did any thunder stealing.
No, I don't
Maybe
think she did either. I think he was comfortable. He's natural. He didn't look nervous. He just looked excited to me.
Yeah.
I would rate it. I mean, it was a solid B for me. It wasn't really funny, but I don't think it needed to be funny. It just needed to like have his moment. He said a couple self-deprecating things.
Yeah.
And proved that he could handle it. I think that and we can save this for predictions we can talk about later, but I think he will be one of the best second-time hosts ever. Like, when he comes back and hosts again before his next big blockbuster, I think he will crush it.
Yeah.
Not that he didn't this time. This was great. But now that they see, like, oh my gosh, we can do a lot with this kid. He's good with impressions. He'll do whatever we ask him. I think he just set a great foundation.
I liked one of his lines when he was telling Alma, "Yeah, it's fine. I'll memorize my lines." And he goes, "No, the lines change every 5 minutes. Use the
You have to watch the cue cards.
which is what we've been debating about this entire season.
Yeah.
Why are they using the cue cards? You know, so it was kind of interesting. Oh, thanks, guys.
Thank you for the in-studio audience.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
You guys are so awesome.
They
I love
laugh
you.
at everything.
They do, just like the Saturday Night Live band.
Except for, yep. Anyways, so let's move on to the what'd you give his grade? I'm sorry, monologue.
B-.
I give it a B+.
Okay.
I liked his energy, having Emma
Do
Stone was there.
you want to compromise on a B, Roya?
Okay, we'll smush it to a B.
All right.
I just think
compromise
he's
on a
so
B.
sexy that it has to be a B+.
Okay.
And his British accent.
That's not
Come
my
on.
reason, but I really liked his suit, and I love Emma Stone, so I'll move it to a B for that.
Sweet, perfect. So the next one is Stanks.
Stanks.
The
I
makers
love
of
this
Spanx.
sketch. This was great.
I wish that they, yeah. Beck Bennett, his butt looked really good before he farted. Let's just put that out there.
You are all over the guys in this episode. No, I thought this was a great. You know, they have to fill their digital short quota, if you will, and sometimes they fall short for me. This one didn't fall short for me. I loved it.
You know what? When it opened up, I was like, oh man, they're repeating the episode or another digital short from last year, which I thought was weird that they were doing that. But it wasn't the one I thought it was. I thought it was the one with Keenan when he's got to go to the bathroom because they started talking about bowel movement. And I thought it was when he goes into the office and he makes his own little office set in the toilet in the stall. And then people are like, just wait till you get home to do stuff. That was the punchline for it.
No,
But
I thought it was good. I mean, I think it could have been. It wasn't a 100% home run, but it was an A- for me. Like, I enjoyed it from top to bottom. No pun intended.
I laughed the entire time. You know me with fart jokes and poop jokes. I love them.
You love
I love
those-
them, yeah.
those dirty
I wish
jokes.
they would make those for women. That'd be fun to get like booties out of that.
Do you think that's even possible to make something that holds in gas? I mean, it might not blow up like that, but like something that would actually hold in gas.
I don't know about
Steven,
that.
did you get to see the sketch? Okay, for those of you that have not seen the sketch, let me just say the premise real quick, because there might be a couple people who haven't. They make these Spanx that someone can wear, a guy or a girl, and as you fart, it keeps in the gas, and they just kind of like blow up, so it shows these things blowing up. But my question is, can you actually make a material that'd be like $1 billion thing?
No?
No? Oh, well, shoot that down.
Wetsuits retain water and air, too. You can blow them up.
That's true. What
So
if you were
Danny,
like,
you
like
really
that?
want to fart right now, don't you? That's what your issue
No,
is.
I'm good right now. If I keep drinking this energy drink, we'll see. It has carbonation in it. But I just want to know if that exists because I would maybe buy that. You know, like you have an important meeting or you're at like something that would be useful.
Yeah. I just let it go.
First date?
I'm just kidding.
No, whatever. You
First
just let
date.
it- First date.
There's a funny joke. A dad tells his son's like, okay, well, your advice for the first date. You always go around the car to open the door for the girl. He's like, well, why, Dad? Because on your way back to the driver's seat, you have a chance to fart.
That's true. Got to get it out.
That makes more sense now. I get it.
I rated this
lingered.
an A.
I did too. I gave it an A because the cat was so cute too.
Yeah, minus or an A, but just not an A+. But an
Yeah,
A.
it was good. It was good for a digital short or a commercial promo thing that they had. Mm-hmm. So the next sketch is a family feud.
Right off
where
the top, I want to know what you graded this.
I gave it an A for Andrew.
An A. Oh my God. I gave this an A+. I know this is like one of their most successful recurring sketches, but this was so good.
Everyone was great in it.
Yes. I don't even care that the introductions of each character took longer than like the sketch itself.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody write this, and this is so true. You could just watch Keenan interact with these people for an entire sketch, and it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Especially him and Adele.
For once, Keenan actually has a character. I mean, I have always thought him and Steve Harvey, like his character of Steve Harvey, was
Yeah.
good, and he always does it well. But when it's Family Feud, he just does it great.
God, it's
Yeah.
so good.
I actually enjoy him on the show when he's doing that.
This was so, yeah. And I actually thought, even though Garfield doesn't look like Justin Timberlake, I thought he was a very good Justin Timberlake.
He had the great, yeah. From someone who's obsessed with Justin Timberlake, that made me happy.
Yeah.
I was happy
Do you
with
think he was
it.
better than Jimmy Fallon's?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon's was a little too more silly.
Yeah, because they're
Jimmy
like best
probably had
friends.
more like Justin's silly side. This was more Justin's performer side.
Yeah.
That Andrew was showing
I
off.
would love to know JT's perception of this.
That would be great.
I would love to know what he thinks
Yeah.
of it.
I'm sure he's fine with it. He's part of the team.
Justin, let us know.
He's in the Call in. Let us know,
Mr.
guys.
Justin Timberlake, when you watch this, please let us know what you thought was better, Jimmy Fallon's impersonation of you or Andrew Garfield's impersonation.
And then call me, and we can hang out.
Right, that's 3 guys she's hit on, Steven, in 17 minutes and 7 seconds. I would just like it to be known.
2 minutes fast, 15 minutes.
3 guys she's hit on.
I'm sorry. Mama knows what Mama wants. Anyways,
Oh my gosh.
so
Oh, this is great.
so Nassim played Bruno Mars.
That was my least favorite character of all of them. Let me say.
Why? Yeah, why did she have to be Bruno Mars?
I don't know. Because I really don't know why they brought this in. But that was my least favorite character of all. It wasn't that it was bad. It was just my least favorite.
My question is because they referenced Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And then they had Justin Timberlake.
But if you want a shorter version.
Yeah, but here's my thing: is like maybe they thought of it because Justin Timberlake has a new song out with Michael Jackson.
That's
There's
true.
the new remix thing
Yeah.
that he had. So I don't know if that's where they got the idea.
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyways,
I wanted more Kyle Mooney as Skrillex.
Okay. So since you mentioned that Noel Wells and Kyle were in this, did you find it interesting that the featured players were not really even used in the sketch? For once, the main players were actually the main people in a sketch.
Wait, what? Say that again? I want to understand what you're saying.
So the featured players,
Yeah.
like Kyle and Noel,
Yep.
they had only their lines of their introduction of hello, and it was very quick and brief.
And they weren't used.
Right, and all the puns and the jokes were from the main cast members.
And why is that so crazy?
Because in the last few episodes, throughout this entire season, they've been used a lot more.
Oh, in Celebrity Feud.
No, in sketches in general. You remember that the murder scene one?
Yeah.
That had Beck Bennett in it. It had Sashir in it. It had.
So you think it's crazy that they went back and they're only using like the main people?
It's interesting that they're going back. Yeah, they actually had their full cast with them.
Oh,
They had their
okay. I wasn't
ability to
understanding.
use their full cast. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, I follow you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting to see that. We haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I'm seeing. What
And
you're
it
saying.
happened a lot throughout this entire episode because their cast members were actually available.
Yeah, because
probably.
Kate McKinnon was in there as Shakira.
Yep. And then we had Jay
She has Shakira's
Farrell's
voice
Drake.
down so well, by the way. Oh, I didn't like his Drake this time. He does a good Drake, but I was kind of annoyed with it. It was
He
like,
sounded. I was listening audio-wise. He sounded
yeah, he
like
sounds
Drake.
great. I don't know. I didn't laugh
Visually,
at
yeah.
it. It was like that part wasn't funny to me.
But Danny, let's be honest. Canada's French for Chicago.
that was funny. What did he say about show me fiddling with your giblets? When he's talking about Adele, he's like, show me fiddling with your giblets. And Adele with her laugh. Oh my gosh.
A.D. Bryan as Adele is great.
I could watch those two interact for like 10 minutes.
Taron as Russell Crowe.
What was he saying?
I don't know,
Or
but
was he just muttering?
He was being Russell Crowe muttering. But it was amazing that he stayed in character the entire time.
Did you know that Russell Crowe sang? Like besides Les Miserables?
He's in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
He sang with a guitar on Jimmy Fallon. On
Interesting.
The Tonight Show. It wasn't bad.
Couldn't he be good in the musical then?
I don't know. Yeah, because he wasn't great in Les Miserables. I mean,
Okay. The movie was great. His performance was
was meh.
Anyways, that's off topic. Let's
play
get back to
Angry
SNL.
Birds.
Yes.
I play Angry Birds. You sound like my car radio when it's on scan. Gosh, Keenan and the interactions with Kate and A.D. were my favorite.
Yeah, I loved Andrew as Justin. He was great. He's like, but it was a little Bieber-ish with the licking of the lips. It was a little bit too much Bieber-ish.
Yeah, but before Bieber was...
That's true.
Okay.
But the way he's like, moving around and it's just Justin time. It's just Justin.
A+ for me again.
Yeah.
I gotta reiterate.
A for
that was
Andrew,
such
that's-
a good Celebrity Feud.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on.
Oliver Twist.
Yeah. Okay.
Least favorite sketch of the night for me. By far.
Okay. Knowing that the premise, how do I describe this? I'm trying to.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
While you get this thought together, because I bet you our thoughts are similar. This was my least favorite sketch because it could have gone 47 different ways, and all of them would have been funnier than what they did with it. I think Cecily is fantastic, but this is probably not her strongest character. Probably not in her top 10 strongest characters.
Deidre.
Yeah, Deidre. And like the accent didn't match. You never knew like where they're gonna go with this. Like, what's gonna happen with the porridge? Like I think that it could have been funny and it just fell short.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I liked the little twist that they had for Oliver Twist. See what I did there? I also really enjoyed the costume and set design.
Yeah,
because it
those
seemed
are
like they
good.
actually put more into it. And even though I'm sure they had that lying around. But I like that they created a sketch for Andrew where he didn't have to hide his accent. He could be himself. And I
You
thought
think
that
they
was,
did that just for that?
not just for that, but that was probably easiest sketch to write on the fly with the amount of time that they have. With an Oliver Twist brought in by some lady who wants the food for herself, even though the kid's dying.
What did you rate this?
I gave it a B+.
Really?
It's probably gonna go down to a B just because you're murdering me.
No, I'm not murdering you. I just hated this sketch.
But this is another sketch where the key players were the main lines were developed. God, this energy drink's getting to me now.
But like, even though the main players were in it, I just didn't think they were even like. Bobby wasn't funny. Kate had like one like facial expression that I kind of laughed at.
Well, I feel like she didn't realize that was a line. I feel like that was a mistake.
Really?
Yeah, I think she played off because she looked at Cecily like, I'm
she did
the
kind of
whipper?
look funny. She did kind of look funny. I do remember that.
I think it was a weird play on words. I think it was said wrong, and therefore Kate played along with it. Kind of sounded like she was the whipping, like sexually, like she's the whipping.
Interesting. I'll have to rewatch it. I guess I didn't think of it like that, but
it was just because that character wasn't like that before.
I just really didn't like this sketch.
Rewatch it. Maybe you'll like it better.
All right.
I liked Andrew's line where he goes, when they try and push Oliver to go do it, he's like, me, but I'm a pussy.
That was funny. That was humorous. You could hear the audience actually laughing at that one as well, which I enjoyed. But the rest of it, I just thought it was awkward. Like, where are you going to go? Like, what's the narrative? Like, what's the punchline of the joke?
This character could be brought in any generation, any time frame. That's the thing. It's kind of like that girl that Kristen Wiig played, of the telling the lines. Well, I have a space car.
Like the one-upper?
Yeah, the one-upper.
Yeah.
Well, Deidre could be one that comes through any time frame.
I just don't like
anywhere.
it. It's not funny to me. It's just it's like
I just
reaching
can't think
for each,
like that.
I don't know. It's
I'm
just
not
reaching
here to
for
make
each
friends.
But I gotta be analytical because I can't
me.
love everything, and I love a lot of stuff
Okay.
that SNL does, and this was just not. This wasn't on par for the whole show for me.
Okay, that's
So,
fair. That's fine.
where I'm at.
Well, let's move on
Okay.
to Bajancy.
The Bajancy.
Yes.
This is tied with Celebrity
So-
Feud for the best of the night.
A ordinary man with a perfect life until one day when he turned against his country and its queen. What did you think? Are you first before you answer, can you put your hand up, and then can you wave it like this? There you go. Now dip.
Top to bottom, this was done so well. Like even the cinematography of it was edited well. The ideas were great. It was executed perfectly. There was nothing about this that I didn't like that I thought they could do better.
Question: do you think this was a Jay sketch?
Oh, good question.
Jay and Sashir. I feel like they're together, like they work together.
I don't know. I don't know if it was. This seemed like a different level to me. Like I think it would have been a little more sarcastic if it was a Jay sketch. Like it's a little more.
It made Andrew scream like a little scared boy.
Yeah, I loved this though, and the cross promotion of 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. I thought that was kind of they played nice. Which, speaking of, for those of you who are listening, I'm hosting the after show for 24 tonight.
Yeah, nice little promo for 24 in SNL.
I know.
Which is on Fox.
Which is on Fox. Which
So
is
it's a nice
it was
little-
nice of them to play nice and do that.
Yeah.
And I loved when Kiefer pulls his shirt down and says
Yeah.
Rihanna #1.
Yeah.
And they get shot in the head. That's something that 24 lacks is like humor.
Yeah.
It's not a humorous show at all.
Yeah.
So to see them be kind of funny was nice.
And your
No, that
stuff
was
is to the left. Your stuff is in the box to the left.
to the left. Is
Yeah.
that a Beyonce song? Yeah.
Oh, I really, really love this video. I will watch it over and over. I think it's going to go down as one of those lovable digital shorts.
Has it gone viral yet? I didn't really check its stats
Online,
today.
it's everywhere.
Yeah?
Yeah.
More than the one we're going to talk about where he kisses Emma Stone? I've seen that on my Twitter timeline several times.
Okay.
If you had to pick one that goes more viral, which one goes more viral?
This one.
Really?
Yes.
Me too.
Because this is an
Bajancy.
infuse of everything. Beyonce's everywhere. The Queen Bee. Come on. You don't fight against her.
Oh, it was so good.
Okay, so Coldplay plays. Is the next thing is Coldplay performing is a better word to say. They perform Magic.
Yes.
What did you think? We just came off of a high from this digital short, and then we come into a slower song.
A little slower. I mean, here's the thing: are you a Coldplay fan?
I don't mind them. I just don't listen to them that often.
Okay.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
I just don't. I listen to some songs.
I like Coldplay. I didn't like their last album, the Milo Xyloto, or however you pronounce it. I didn't like it as much. I like some of the earlier stuff better.
Yeah.
And this felt a little more like classic Coldplay to me, which I enjoy.
Okay.
So I like the song. I waited. I was waiting for him to play his acoustic guitar. I thought he just was never going to pull it off his back and play it.
Yeah.
And it took too long for him to do that for me because once he played, I liked the song even more. I liked the song already, but it was still really good. And I just couldn't tell if he was lip syncing at the beginning or not.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
Yeah, the way he had his hands kind of like this. For those of you that can't watching, he had his hands if you're listening on iTunes, he had his hands cupped around the mic so you couldn't really see. And so I was trying to watch his throat to see, and you could kind of see some veins coming out towards the end of the song.
But the vein part to me doesn't really mean anything. They could be singing,
Yeah.
but it's just not their audio that's being played.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the whole SNL about lip syncing. Maybe he had a track underneath, because I've listened to the song that he performed next in his next performance, and it literally sounded exactly as it does on iTunes. If he's that great of a performer,
I mean,
let me know.
He sang live on a lot of things, and nobody doubts his singing skills.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying, if that's how if he sounds exactly like he does on iTunes, then
Could have been
I'm gonna go see
a
his
little
concert.
mix of both too.
Yeah.
Like they might have played up like the track in the beginning and then brought it down. He sang live for the second half or something like that. But but no, I really liked it, and I'm excited for their CD. Actually, I want to drop this. Their CD comes out May 19th.
Okay.
But tonight on Alt Nation, Sirius Channel 36, I happened to hear this morning. I had to drive to Anaheim, and they are playing live from the Beacon Theater in New York. You can hear them play their new album live tonight, 10 Eastern on Alt Nation on Sirius Radio.
Live?
Yeah, they're
Or
playing.
is this
They're playing like a live concert at the Beacon Theater.
nice?
So 7 o'clock here on the West Coast and 10 Eastern, you can listen to play their new album live, which I think is kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can
Very
pick it up
cool.
May 19th.
Well, let me know how it is.
I will.
All right.
I gotta be honest. No, I'll be watching the playoffs, and then I'll be doing 24 here at AfterBuzz TV.
Nice. Well, okay, so let's move on to Weekend Update. Now, I was a little worried.
Why?
When we started the sketch, because every time Colin starts off the jokes in the Weekend Update, I've learned it's never that strong of an episode. Weekend Update.
Were you proved wrong?
Okay, I was proved wrong on the whole overall experience of it, but I was proved right. Maybe it's just I'm not agreeing with him being the anchor. Maybe it still needs some more time.
Really? I thought this was his best Weekend Update yet. Like he said something to Cecily in the middle of one of her jokes, and she turned and responded to him, and then he laughed at himself and let the laughter carry on. I thought this was his best, this most comfortable he's seemed to me.
He still seemed like he was really nervous and tense when he was delivering.
I don't know.
Had a fake smile.
This was great. And I loved this is the first time we've seen that Olya character from Kate McKinnon since Seth Meyers has left.
Yep, and that was with the Winter Olympics.
Yes. Yeah. So it was good to see. And I liked her and Cecily. It was a different. Cecil.
Cecil, yeah.
Cecil.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
I love her.
The Full House
Full
play
House
was
references.
perfect.
Yeah, you got it, dude.
You got it, dude.
And the whole FML.
Yeah.
FMP. Feed me, please.
Feed me, please.
And the HBO Pass. I'm not an animal.
HBO Go. Yeah.
So you can watch Game of Thrones.
The Full House play was brilliant.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
And I like the little dark twist that they did with it, with the whole at the end when she goes, "You know who I hope Game of Thrones kills?" And Cecily's like, "Who? Me."
Her smile, when she's like, "If I ever see that Dave Coulier,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him my best flirty, sexy smile." Yeah. And it was not a smile. That was maybe the ugliest face she could probably come up with.
Oh man, I love that character.
Yeah, that was a great character.
I'm so glad they brought her back. Still waiting on Drunk Uncle, just saying. But
I know you've been calling for that for
those
weeks.
two should come together. Drunk Uncle and Olya. Then maybe they'll be two.
And maybe they hook up and leave together.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And then they show up at the bar scene at the end of the sketch.
Yeah,
oh my
last
God.
So then the next character, well, I guess not character, it was just more of a
Leslie Jones.
Yeah, who came with Sashir when they signed up, when they brought
Yeah,
Sashir
and she's
in.
a writer. This is her first on-screen appearance for SNL.
Yeah.
Leslie Jones. I wasn't sure who she was at first. I had to do a little research into who she was. She was funny.
Yeah. So who is she, real quick?
She's a writer on SNL. She's a writer for the show.
I thought you meant outside of SNL.
Oh, no, I don't know much about her.
I believe she's a stand-up comedian.
And to be honest, that makes sense because this did seem kind of like a stand-up comedy routine. I mean, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was a little morbid. It definitely got close and tiptoed some lines with the race stuff. I wasn't offended. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe she's saying this. Like, talking about slaves and plantations, especially on the back of all of this Clippers news. But when she stood up and she's like, every 9 months, I'll be having a super child. And she stands up and she says, Shaq, Kobe. And she says, LeBron, Kimbo Slice. Yeah. And then she says, Sinbad.
Yeah.
And she's cutting like with a machete. My face, I wish somebody recorded my face when she did that. I couldn't believe that. I definitely laughed I thought it was good. I don't know if we'll see her in that role again, but it was good for her to get some time in there.
Question.
Yes.
Brooks Wheelan. Do you think she just upped him?
No, different humor.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't think you can compare those.
But the delivery.
It's a different kind of message.
Okay. But here's the thing. I mean, obviously, we haven't seen her perform in a live sketch yet.
Yeah,
So we
I
don't
don't
know
think-
how
I don't
she
know if
is
we will.
on stage. Do you think maybe next season they might bring her down, knock someone else out?
Oh, did you have this question written, or did you just think of this?
No, I was thinking about it when I was watching it.
Oh man. Do I think Leslie Jones? Maybe. Yeah. I mean,
Would you be happy with that?
she's funny.
Yeah.
She's definitely funny, and I could see her being like what I saw. She's funny. I don't know how she'd be in sketches. Stand-up comedians often
She's 6'2".
have a hard time in sketch. Yeah, would she call herself a mandingo?
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. If somebody kicked off, I would like to at least see her give it a shot. But she could still come in and do like guest sketches,
Yeah.
even as a writer.
Her humor, I hope they keep using her. I
We'll
hope
see.
her influence on the writing happens.
I mean, it could.
I don't
add-
know how much she has influence on the writing.
A 6 foot loud, like she played up the fact that like
Yeah.
she was manly. A 6 foot loud, manly person like that could be really funny on the show.
Yeah.
Because there's not the only other like big presence like that really
Currently or in...
currently on the cast who's got that big of a
Taryn.
Taryn or who's got that big of like a presence.
Yeah.
I don't mean physical. I mean like when they walk in a room, like everything is. Is there one of those?
Kate?
Kind of, but it's a different.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of like an in-your-face kind of presence.
You know who she kind of reminds me of?
Who?
Like, style-wise. I could be really reaching here, guys, and I'm sorry if you think I'm wrong. Will Ferrell? She could be kind
Yes.
of like him, where she could do crazy things.
Maybe. I don't know if I see that.
I mean,
But I do like somebody with that kind of presence. So anyways,
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know. I'll be curious to see. That's a really good question, Roya.
so before we move on to Jebediah, there was one line that Colin did say that I was happy with, but he didn't deliver it. He delivered it too quickly, and I didn't catch the joke until it was too late.
I bet you I know what it is.
What is it?
About the Australian cockpit?
No.
Oh, what was it?
This year, New York made cheerleading a high school sport.
Oh, yeah.
Dad.
That was funny.
It was, but it was too quick. It was a weird I don't know. It took
Here's-
a while, I think, even for the audience to realize what the punchline of the joke was.
I don't know. If you play that back and listen, unless that's tracked audience, you hear laughs instantly. Because he
Okay.
kind of looks and he kind of continues to smile and look
But
into
they
the
could have
camera.
been laughing at the fact that maybe they made cheerleading into a sport.
I don't think so.
No?
Because
Okay.
because the way he delivered it just fast enough that it was like almost a little bit of an insight into him, which is
Yeah.
good because it makes him more relatable, which equals ratings. So for me, it made me understand him a little more, and maybe that's why I liked him more because I got to
Okay.
see like a little bit of who he was.
I just feel like at this point in the game, there should be some more change, but there's
Maybe.
not. But anyways, let's move on to Jebediah Atkinson.
Yeah, when they first brought him out, I thought it was a little too soon,
I did too.
but when he was done, I loved it. And
Okay,
I'm glad
yeah.
they did.
At first, I was like, all right, great. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to bash people, all these musicals.
Yeah, what else are we gonna talk about? The Tonys.
And then when he stumbled over his own words,
And he said Tommy.
Tommy, and he picked up on it, looked at Cecily, and just kind of didn't really know where to go with it. but then
Tommy,
he
you're
went
a
back-
bully. You know
Yeah.
who you are.
That was great. That made me fall back into it, and then he just went bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
and I was happy with it.
Yeah. I don't think he meant to do that by any means.
No, not at all.
However, I think that part of that shtick of that character for Taryn is that he breaks character at some point, and
But he stays in character.
he stays in character, but he breaks like
Script.
his script, like his cue cards. He does something off the beaten path, whatever comes to his brain, because I think they trust him, and whether it's he yells at the audience like he's done before or something. And I think that's part of why I love that character. I don't think I'll get rid of my love for that character.
Yeah, and it was nice for them to tie in his character back
Yeah.
with the President Lincoln.
Yeah.
in the playtime.
Well, and that was a little bit that was even a little like
That was dark, but
that was dark.
it was great though.
May not have gone over well with the orchestra, but it killed in
Yeah.
the balcony. And he's like, "Oh, what?" I like when he yells at the audience.
I do too. But not when it's not a funny joke and he yells at them. He's trying to get out of them.
Like
But
he's
at the
trying to
same
get a
time-
rise, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I like when he does that because he's poking at the audience. Like, what? You didn't like it?
Did you hear what he screamed at the end?
No.
Can a bitch get a beef bowl?
What?
He repeated Leslie's when Leslie was like, "Can a bitch get a beef bowl?" He repeated it at the end. You didn't hear it?
No.
Oh my gosh, watch it again.
Okay.
He reuses her line. I laughed so hard. They were closing out. I thought it was done. He's like, "Can a bitch get a beef bowl?" And it's kind of like as
Yeah.
it was transitioning. I thought that was awesome.
Is
And then
that-
you can see him turn to Cecily and say, Tommy? Why the
Yeah.
I think he said, why the F did I say Tommy?
Yeah.
I was trying to read his lips.
I mean, I was watching her because they usually do some handshake
Yeah, she was
thing.
like,
Yeah.
She didn't know who to talk to. She was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, it was funny because it looked like he was still in his character, though, too.
Yeah.
When she was
Watch it
referring to
again.
him.
He
Okay.
yells that as it goes out.
I'm definitely going to rewatch
Yeah,
this
let
for
us
sure.
know if you guys noticed that. That might have been my favorite part of that whole thing with Jebediah Atkinson.
Yeah, and before we move on to the
Wait,
Spider-Man sketch.
A+.
Oh.
I gave it A+.
You gave, what?
That's my third A+. I told you, I loved this Saturday Night Live. They were talking
Interesting.
about it on the radio as I was on
Okay.
Sports Talk
No, I meant
Radio.
for the weekend update, though.
Oh, yeah. This was my favorite weekend update.
I actually didn't
In a
rate
long
it.
time.
But you know what? It did make me laugh a lot, and minus Colin, I'm going to give it an A. Minus.
Spot on A?
A. Okay, I'll give it an A.
All right.
Yeah, because all the guest spots were good. A. Definitely. Why am I questioning that?
Why?
So before we move on to the Spider-Man sketch, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys on YouTube for commenting and keeping the conversation going. Last episode, we had asked the question, who do you think is going to be staying? Who do you think is going to be going for the new people? And then also what your ratings were for all the sketches. Let's see. BWJ 1986 thinks Noelle is going to go. He doesn't really care if she stays because she hasn't done much. My question is, do you think, Danny, that Noelle hasn't been given the opportunity to do much? Or
I don't think she's going to leave, but I don't think she's gotten a fair enough chance to shine. Like, I don't think she's shown us everything she can give. And that just because that's just because she's first year. She's definitely gotten some highlight moments.
Yeah.
She's funny, and I think you need either her or Nassim. And so I think one stays and one probably
you need
goes.
that like petite individual?
Yeah, and just they're kind of like spunky, wiry, like
That's true.
energetic humor. They're similar. So I do think only one will probably stay. But.
And we'll see if Nassim sticks around for next season, even though she's got a new show coming out. So another person, Chessie K, thinks that John Milsner will be leaving SNL, which I completely agree with because he hasn't done anything. Maybe they'll move him to writing. Maybe he'll be better, but all he does is dance or acts as a kid.
If I had to pick, he's my pick.
I would rather have Leslie come in to replace him.
Leslie. Oh, Leslie Jones.
Yeah, Leslie Jones. Yeah, just saying. And and also Joseph agrees with that too. He also thinks Joseph Boza thinks Colin might be moved up to the main cast.
I don't think so.
No.
Because because he's still a writer. And so if you're the writer, to be a writer, a cast member, and the co-anchor for Weekend Update, I think would be too much. I don't know. I mean, it's a good thought, but I don't think he can do both.
Okay.
I think he'd have to relinquish his duties as writer and maybe just have a little bit of input to be a cast member and the Weekend Update anchor.
Fair enough. And then real quick, huge shout out to Evan Meadow, who helped us out with describing Jacob and why he's so funny.
Yeah.
The bar mitzvah boy. And of course, Ghost 8386 for chatting it up with us. So thank you guys. Don't forget, you can go on iTunes as well. If you are on YouTube, help us out. Rate us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. It really helps us get guests on the show. And for next season, we're going to get you some amazing guests. And we might actually have somebody for the finale or maybe Mother's Day. We'll find out. But again, ratings helps us. So 5 stars, that'd be great. Let's move on, shall we, to the Spider-Man filming with Emma Stone.
This is all over the place online today, by the way.
I love it. It's great. I think their chemistry together, it's just...
It is great. Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
So now we've seen Emma Stone host and do fantastic. We've seen Andrew Garfield host, and she comes on and they do fantastic, and they have great chemistry. What about a co-host Saturday Night Live with them two next?
Have they done that? They haven't done that before. That would be interesting. Maybe, I mean...
could see it. I could see them co-hosting, maybe like Anne Hathaway and James Franco. I could see them co-hosting something together. They're funny.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if SNL goes that route.
I don't know, but he has a bigger personality than I realized. I just thought he was so good. He's so, and he wasn't like necessarily the person who delivered all of the funny lines. He was just good. He was in things. He delivered, lines. He sold you on what he was saying. He sold his characters. I just don't think he lacked. Like, there's nothing that he, when you talk about like when Jim Parsons was on, or even Seth Rogen, like there's some things where they just kind of lacked and they didn't sell out or get, or even what's his name? Comedian, red hair, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Like how he talked about how he didn't always like sell out and do what the writers wanted him to do.
Yeah.
Andrew did, and I think that's part of what made him successful.
Yeah. He was the yes man.
He was a yes man, but not like a little B yes man. I just mean he was a yes man, like he sold out and gave in so to make the show the best it could be.
You know what? I think a co-hosting thing would be great. because they've done it where they've had a musical guest and then a surprise guest on the show. And you remember the dancers with Beyonce and then Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
That was a co-thing. And that's what the sketch actually kind of reminded me when it opened, with the director coming in and out.
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, Spider-Man and Gwen can't do a proper on-screen kiss. And then Chris Martin comes in.
That was the best part.
And I was all excited that he's going to kiss her.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, moves her and gets a wig. Do you think they actually kissed? Because they did that whole fake move away from the camera.
No, I don't think they actually kissed, but I think they probably actually, like, something down their touch. Because Andrew Garfield's tongue was out.
Yeah.
And in order to sell it, Chris Martin had to get close enough to his mouth before they turned, and I'm sure something touched. But when you're that level, like, they don't care. When you're that level, like, it doesn't matter.
Two British
to
lips.
sell it. But man, that was really funny. I enjoyed that a lot.
The kissing on the chin, like, all right,
That was the funniest
and then
one.
the blowing, the sucking of the air.
Yeah. But breathe.
Yeah.
You
No,
can
don't
breathe.
breathe.
Don't share air. Yeah.
Oh man.
Chris Martin made that, and I loved seeing him come in to do something funny. I thought when he first came in that he was going to kiss Emma Stone. I thought it was going to be kind of like a, I don't know, like a little parting shot now that he's available.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is he available? Wait, what? Gwen Paltrow and him are over?
Moving on.
What?
Here's a slowpoke meme right there.
Jeez.
Moving on. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Who's she with?
I don't know.
Freddie Prinze, or
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Iron Man, that's who she's with. Anyways.
Did you know that Freddie Prinze Jr. is a writer for WWE, by the way?
Really? Nice.
Yeah, I didn't
Man,
know
I'm
that.
learning a lot from you.
Anyways, I
That's
just found
cool.
that out. Yeah.
All right, so the next last live sketch is the wedding toast. I was excited for it.
Really?
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell me why first.
I liked how the sketch was written. Andrew comes out as a guy trying to stop the wedding, well, after the wedding's already been completed, but the bride doesn't want him. And then Andrew feels really bad, so he's trying to, like, make up for it. And then you find out that he's the best man, and then the groom is his cousin, and he's also married to the 6 years with the maid of honor with 4 kids. I love the way they delivered it all. It just
the progression?
unfolded. Yes.
Yeah, the progression was good. The progression is what kept me entertained.
And his energy.
I did that. His energy is what saved it. And here's the thing: you have a less enthusiastic host. That sketch is terrible. The fact, like his mannerisms, the way he reacted, jumping up and down, ah,
All right.
like he was. That is what saved the sketch. And if he didn't do that, the sketch would have totally bombed. For me, it still was just like it was like a B.
Yeah.
The 4 kids' faces, cherry on top. Like that was the best thing that could have happened to the sketch, because you look at the kids and they sold it. The kids' faces, and I don't know if you saw this, but when they wrap up the sketch and the cameras pan out, you can see the kids' table, and all the kids are still standing there or sitting there staring at the camera like this. And I think that they probably just told the kids, okay, sit here and look at this camera and look like this the whole time. Because they didn't, so the kids aren't going to read cues as well as somebody who's, a seasoned actor. So they just told the kids to sit there, and the kids probably just stayed there. My guess is for like 7 minutes just looking like,
Yeah.
and they did. So when you see it
mouth
again, when you
open.
watch,
I'm
tell me
gonna rewatch
if you guys notice that, let me know. But when the cameras pan out, you can still see the kids. That was the best part for me.
And in the beginning, so when it first started, I was like, oh, crap. You know how I am with props and everything.
Yeah.
He had a wedding ring on. I'm like, why is this man trying to stop a
Oh,
wedding?
you thought, okay.
Okay, but he's not married to Emma Stone, so why would he be wearing a wedding ring?
So they paid attention to details.
Yes.
I appreciate details.
Yes, I do too.
love
And then
details.
it unfolded, and it's like, oh, he's married. And I was trying to look to see if Nassim had a ring on her finger too, but I think she covered it with the card that she was reading.
Yeah.
And then once she said her speech, she took the card away, and that's when you kind of realized she's married too.
I love when the narrative changed that he was married. That was the biggest surprise change. And then the kids, the progression, you nailed it. It was great. That was a B for me.
I gave the sketch a B+, an A for Andrew, because Andrew's energy was great. I'm just saying, it was super cute. Anyways,
Next,
next, Coldplay performs.
Sky Full of Stars.
I do enjoy this song a lot.
Yeah?
I have it on my iPod.
Really?
Yeah, so I listened to the entire performance.
Love the song. I did not love Chris Martin's dancing. And that was a little weird for me.
Yeah.
She looked like a transient,
He's single now, apparently. So
but he
maybe
looked like
that's
a
why.
transient, interpretive dancer out in the middle of a field at Coachella to me.
He's trying to get women to come to him. He's chancing
I guess.
for his women.
No, I do love the song, and I'm excited for this album. I am.
All right, so now the last sketch of the night, which I thought was really stupid. They repeated a digital short, and it wasn't even like the E-Meth sketch.
Don't get me wrong.
Pretty funny.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like the Bird Bible. The Bird Bible's funny in and of itself. The reason I didn't like it is because there was something else that was supposed to be in the slot. Did you know?
Where was the Kyle Mooney or Mike?
It got
O'Brien's-
cut for time.
What?
And it exists. It's on NBC.com right now. It's on Hulu Plus. I tweeted out the link, so you can go to my Twitter, at Danny Hoyt. I just tweeted it out. Or on Kyle Mooney's Twitter, you can see it. But him and Beck Bennett and Andrew Garfield, they fight over, there's one chicken wing left. They're eating like wings. There's one chicken wing left. And it's this really awkward moment where Kyle's like, I'll give it to you, Andrew, because that's what a good friend does. And Beck's like,
Andrew's in it?
Andrew's in it. Andrew's perfect in it.
What?
And they play it like a sitcom out of the 90s, like a Full House or Saved by the Bell kind of sitcom where they're wearing Letterman jackets. And then Beck Bennett makes advances on Andrew Garfield. It's like, hey, man, roll up your sleeves. Oh, you got good biceps. And he squeezes, he's like, you have good quads.
Oh my God, I would have loved this.
Guys, you have to watch this sketch. It would have been on par with the Bajancy. It's an A. It's not as funny as Bajancy, but it was funny.
Guys, if you're listening only, I'm super disappointed right now. I'm slouching in
Go
my
look
chair.
at it. It's called Wing. It's on Hulu Plus. Like I said, it's on my Twitter. You can see it on NBC.com. It's just called Wing. And it would have been a very good cherry on the top of end of this episode. And especially because Andrew was in it.
Maybe because Coldplay played too long with his lip
That,
sync.
I
No,
think
I'm just
Celebrity
kidding.
Feud went long. I think Weekend Update went long. I think a lot of things went long.
Yeah, Weekend Update, there was 3. Usually we don't have 3 special people.
Yeah, that's
usually.
rare.
I don't know. But anyways, so overall, before we go, I do have some news and gossip, and before we get into predictions. So overall, what did you think of this sketch?
Overall,
this episode?
A. Andrew Garfield was so good. Very excited about him. I'm excited for him. I think he nailed it. I think he had the week of his life. I think he wants to come back. I mean, he said that at the end. He said, have me back again.
Yeah.
I'd love to come back. Overall, the whole thing for me was an A. I thought it was a home run.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. His energy, he wanted to be there. He
Yep.
wanted to do anything that they wanted him to do. He was excited for the experience.
Yeah.
So now, real quick, I want to propose a question to you, to our viewers, to everybody. What did you think for the last 3, the one with Louis C.K., Anna Kendrick, and Seth Rogen, who was the top 3 out of those 3?
Wait, who's the best out of
Those 3? And then we'll include Andrew into the pile.
Oh, out of those 3,
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick for me.
Okay. Anna Kendrick, and then did it go Seth Rogen, and then Louis, or did it go...
No, Louis was good.
Louis
and
was
then
your
probably Seth
second?
Rogen was last out of there. And if you put Andrew Garfield in the mix, he just slides on top of all
Top
those.
the first, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this coming batch that we have, I want to know what you guys think at the end for our last episode with Andy Samberg, which, by the way, is interesting that he's hosting and ending it when we had Tina Fey host and started the season. Anyways, cast member. That made sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into some news and gossip, guys.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So apparently, this was the lowest rating of SNL. For how great it was, this is one of the lowest. Seth Rogen's sketch was higher rating than this one.
I'll tell you why it was the lowest rating.
Because of the playoffs?
Because Saturday was one of the best sports days that exists in the last, I can't tell you how many years.
Right.
Kentucky Derby, 3 Game 7s, which has never happened in the NBA playoffs ever, and the Floyd Mayweather fight.
What about
All
hockey?
happened on Saturday. Plus NHL playoffs. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Also the NHL playoffs. There was so much sports happening Saturday. I was bummed because I was up in Northern California working, so I didn't get to watch hardly any of this. There was so much happening. That's why, and that is of no fault to Andrew Garfield.
Exactly.
Here's the thing: I think the things that go viral will live online, and I think they'll gain more traction than half the stuff that's been out this season. Especially the kiss between him and Emma Stone and Bajancy.
Yeah, and
So it's not his fault.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't just SNL that had low ratings. A lot of the shows and different networks had low ratings as well. Okay, real quickly, last thing. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde had their son on April 20th. Otis Alexander Sudeikis.
Love the name.
Yeah, so they had their baby. Jason had his baby.
Congrats to them.
So maybe Otis one day will come on to SNL.
I love them too. I think they're so great. I met him one time at a party, and he couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah?
Yeah, nicest guy.
Oh.
And did you ever see the Magic special with David Blaine that they were in? Where David Blaine went to their house and like bit off a dollar bill and like
No.
did magic for them in their kitchen. They just seem like such a cool couple, so I'm excited for them.
They
That's
seem like
awesome.
an Emma Stone and
Oh,
Andrew Garfield couple, eh? Maybe a
predictions.
little baby. So yeah, let's hop right into the predictions.
That was a nice little
now-
segue.
Good job.
I didn't even mean to do that. That was awesome.
What if I wasn't ready? I'm just kidding. So we'll do a very quick prediction because Charlize Theron, I can't say her last name with energy drink.
Theron.
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 Charlize Theron.
Theron.
And the Black Keys are back. So last time she hosted was in 2000, and Paul Simon was her musical guest.
Really?
And Black Keys was in 2011 as Jim Carrey with the host, and then again 2011, but for the next season with Steve Buscemi. Buscemi?
Buscemi.
Buscemi? Not even close with any of them.
I'm excited for Charlize Here's why. I think she is one of the most beautiful creatures that exists on this planet. I think she is stunning, and she has a personality that's fantastic to boot. You know, when you see her in movies like The Italian Job, where she actually gets to like play like she has a personality, but then you see in these like high fashion commercials with Chanel where she's walking the runway and she almost seems like this untouchable, like she's so hot you can't even talk to her. But she is a really down-to-earth person, and I'm excited that we get to continue to see that. I think she'll be a great host. I'm excited. And I think that they will bring in, because it's been since 2000, I think they'll bring in someone, I don't know who. I'm curious to know who you think. I would have no idea who to guess. They'll bring in somebody, though, to whether it's an opening monologue or like a guest appearance later.
You think they're going to have someone else come in?
Do I think she'll ride solo the whole show? No.
No, I mean for the intro, you think for her opening monologue, she's going to come in with somebody?
Yeah, I do. I don't think she'll show up. I think she'll pull them in. Like she'll bring somebody in. She's like, well, you know, and I don't need anybody here to help me. And then some A-list somebody will walk out.
Do you think maybe Sean Penn might show up?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I wouldn't have a fathom as to.
You know who it's gonna? Because she's in A Million Ways to Die in the West, and that movie's coming out. Someone from that movie, Seth MacFarlane, is gonna come out. He's got to come out. Seth MacFarlane.
That's your guess?
Or Liam Nielsen. Yes, those are my guesses.
I can see Liam.
Also, one sketch, real quick, I'm gonna say is the porn stars sketch is gonna come back. You know, that at the end, like,
maybe.
So
that's the one I guessed for Andrew Garfield.
I know. Well, I'm guessing it for this one.
No,
she could be pull off
because it's got to be a
star.
guy and 2 girls, not a girl and 2 girls.
You're a guy. No, Tina Fey did it.
Oh, that's true.
So, on that note,
right.
Danny, where can we find you?
Guys, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Danny Hoyt.
And are you on any after shows?
Oh my gosh, and I'm hosting 24 tonight. The season premiere, 24, after show starts tonight, and The Bachelorette in a couple weeks.
Sweet, awesome. Yeah. And guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya, that's HeyRoya, and I'm also on the new MTV's Faking It after show too.
Oh, Katie Stevens.
Yeah, check that out. It's a great episode. I love it. So check it out. See you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.